infinite self perspective right now. Like it feels very potent, and also like a golden thread that's through the whole experience. Even though it happened a few months ago, I feel like it's alive right now in terms of gratitude and like full circle bliss. That's what's coming up. The word that's coming up for me is bliss. And I just really, truly appreciate your guide, you know, your oracle guide. It's magical. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's just such fertile ground in the body when we take that time to tune in and open up to what's there. And I love that you were able to access gratitude right away and bliss, because that is just something that people are so disconnected from, and they just don't know how to get there. So that was just so accessible to you. And that's glorious. So Tracy, I'm curious, as we excavate a little bit here in the beginning of our metanoia method E.R.O.L step, where in your life would you like to have more confidence?
Visibility online. Not just voice, definitely. I'm interested primarily in yoga nidra as a visualization through voice and a sound transmission with voice activation and toning, but also visibility, movement, and audio and video at the same time. So maybe a YouTube channel or something that would really presence the gifts that I want to share for people, and they can tap into them. There's just such a wealth of knowledge and information, but I think everyone's got such a signature kind of a coding in their gift, and you never know who it's going to resonate with. You know, that could be of service to someone who, you know, just is out there in the world, you know, in this kind of a parallel world, but not really. It's very I just think of it in terms of the thread, the golden thread. And I think there's all ways to access it. So yeah, visibility online, more visibility
online, and in particular for this yoga nidra and the toning, and you just know that there are people that this could really help, and that there's just so much need for this as well.
Yeah, there really is. Sound healing, as well as just how you were describing the metanoia method with the reflection, an inward reflection, then magnifies outward, because then other people can share their gifts in the same turn. You know, it's just a beautiful reciprocal exchange that can happen.
Oh, that is such a good word.
Strangers.
Yeah,
with you know, but there is no other, so we're not strangers. It's a beautiful thing. Really beautiful thing.
Beautiful. Yes. Okay. So specifically though, confidence with visibility online.
Yes.
So what happens when you go to show up online or think about showing up online? How does that feel when you start to have an experience of envisioning that?
Dry mouth, tingling in my whole nervous system kind of gets a really big activation charge, almost like a live wire feeling. And part of it's excitement, because I really truly feel very grounded, and I feel very grateful for sharing my gifts. And one of the mantras that Helena really keyed in for me way in the beginning of the Courageous, I was going to say program, and it's not. It's a golden thread path, returning to myself. It's this path that just comes right back to me in my heart. And it was the mantra of, I started in the beginning saying, I want to be safe. I want to be safe. I want to be seen, and I want to share. And right away, you were just like so laser focused, and you didn't, you know, all of your suggestions are always so gentle and just beautiful and completely right on the money. And you said, let's go with I'm seen, I'm safe, I'm sharing. And that just opened up like a whole portal to be able to, I can be seen in any way I am, even if I stumble, even if I, have any kind of a nervousness or a stammering like I'm doing right now. That's perfectly fine. It's so human and perfect. So I think my block can sometimes be one, technology, because I'm in the generation of, I'm not a digital native, or, I'm 50 and I'm wanting to engage with, the continuum of digital, natives and nomads. Like, I want to be in this space. I want to contribute in this space. So I don't want to let the technology be a hindrance. Yeah, because I think I can show up whatever way I am, whatever wonky way I might be. Oh, and so it's a technology and partially the just the energetics that happen. And it's an excitement level, but it's also a nervousness. It's a nervous excitement.
So first of all, I want to say that anxiety is excitement without the breath. So number one, okay. Bringing the breath in, take a breath. And that was so gorgeous what you just shared on so many levels. I feel like I could just shower you with gratitude, but I also want to keep us really focused here. And so it was sort of two things. It seems like there are sort of two branches to why you don't have the confidence in showing up more visibly online. And one is the nervousness, which is completely natural, totally understandable, and comes from so many directions at once. And then also this sort of belief around the technology and like where you stand, you're sort of on the bridge between the generations. And I'm also in that realm as well. I wasn't like raised with a screen. It was just, Mark Zuckerberg is my peer, right? We were in school at the same time. And also I just want to say, like, your wonk is glorious. Like, what makes you wonky? And you were not stumbling at all. You thought you were stumbling, but you were so eloquent just then. There was no fumbling, no stumbling at all. So it's like the thoughts are telling you you're stumbling, you're fumbling, you're not making any sense. You made all the sense in the world right there. So everyone just needs to unmute themselves, open their mouths, and make sounds. Like, that's what the world needs.
Just flow, right? We can just flow with that wonkiness, because it's powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah. So the technology side is totally valid. But I will say, like, that's something to explore and to be open to when you have that nervous system that is positioned to feel like it's play, to try and understand the technology, because that's really what it is. I mean, the technology that we have now is like, it's like spirituality contained in a screen. It's just incredible. Like, Zoom is a deity and YouTube is a deity. Like, if you think about it that way, it's like, oh, I'm just getting to know this intelligence and how I can connect with it, how I can converse with it. And maybe it's finding a platform that feels good to you. Maybe it's actually a podcast. So that we're going to just sort of say, okay, we see you, technology, and this is very valid. And this is important because this is the vehicle for Tracy's voice getting into the world, and Tracy feeling audaciously confident and visible online. So we see you, we love you, and we're going to get to you. But first, we need to talk about this. You said the dry mouth and like the nervous system. You could feel it in the nervous system. So let's relate to that now. Let's relate to that. So what does that feel like to have the dry mouth? What else happens? What else is going on in your body?
You're freezing a little bit on me.
Oh,
you're better now.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah, I completely went back to a time in my life when I was really young and I wanted to be a Girl Scout, but I was only a brownie. I was just a brownie yet, and I was wanting to cross that bridge into Girl Scouthood. And I had to do this little, kind of like a little song or like a little story, and into a mirror, one of those, it was supposed to be a pond, but it was a mirror with like leaves and flowers around it. And I just froze and I ran away.
Wow.
So yeah, that's, Helena, you're so amazing with just, oh, it's the portal. You present this beautiful portal of like the ocean to dive down like a dolphin, and we just go there and you go there with me. I love it.
All right.
Okay,
Well, yeah, let me be there. Let me be there with you in that moment of needing to sing this song. I love that it's a mirror, because what are we talking about now? Reflections and projections.
Yes.
How old were you? How old were you?
Probably 6 or 7. Yeah.
So yeah.
Little.
Yeah. So formative and so malleable at that time. And there was a lot riding on this. Was this going to be like the bridge between Brownie and Girl Scout?
Yes.
Wow.
And there were many people, all the parents were gathered. And my mom, she doesn't bring it up, but I know that she remembers that point, because I had to give a presentation in front of the whole school in my senior year, and I was able to do it. But I know that she was remembering that time when I was 7 and thinking, oh my goodness, is she going to be able to stand up and articulate and be eloquent in front of the whole high school? And I did. But yeah, it's still alive in me. I think in more of a compassionate way now. Like I feel really just grace descending on my little self, who got nervous and decided to flee instead of, that's perfectly normal. And I love,
perfectly normal. But I would love to do a little infinite self rewriting here. So yeah, let's just close the eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Oh, I know, Tracy, you're so primed in your system and you're so used to listening to me, so you feel safe and know that you're so held in this experience, in this moment of accessing your infinite self. And I invite you, Tracy, now to imagine as you're here seated with your feet on the floor, feeling your legs against the chair, that you are looking in a mirror. Maybe it's your bathroom mirror, hallway mirror in your bedroom, but you're seeing yourself as you are today with your hair beautifully done and this wonderful magenta shirt that you have on. And you're just feeling so good and where you are in your life. You just have access to so many perspectives and tools. And you're here looking in the mirror, seeing yourself and knowing that you're just here for all of it, this full spectrum of human experience. And as you stand looking at yourself in the mirror, another mirror appears behind you. And this mirror appearing behind you begins to reflect upon itself, and the mirror reflecting back at you in front of you. And now the reflections begin to extend all the way out in front and all the way back behind, extending in both directions at once. And as you stand here looking in the mirror, you can see what seems to be so far back there when you were 6 or 7, but it's here right now too. And it's there going forward in what seems to be the future, the projection that's ahead of you. It's there in the reflection behind you. And you can see yourself as you stand here now being right next to that little girl who's standing in front above the mirror that's in the shape of a pond, expected to sing a song, and she's ready to do it so much as riding on it. There's so much pressure and excitement. She really wants to move, to bridge her way into this next version of herself, a new identity from Brownie to Girl Scout. And she knows she has a beautiful voice. She knows that she's been practicing. She knows that she's ready. And yet something happens and she freezes. She doesn't know what to do and she wants to run, and she absolutely can, but just for a brief moment, allow yourself to pause the scene, to step in and be by her side and wrap your arms around her and let her know that you are there and you understand exactly why she's going to run. And you can just let her know that she is safe and she is seen and she is sharing herself in such a beautiful way that no matter what she does, it's exactly right. It's exactly perfect. And that you support her and love her no matter what she decides to do. And now she can make the decision about what she wants to do based on the knowledge that she is safe, she is seen, and she is ready to share herself in whatever way she most wants to, whatever way she most desires. It can take whatever form she wants it to take. It doesn't have to be the song that the Girl Scouts told her she needs to sing. It can be her own song. It can be her own song because her song is the most glorious, gorgeous sound in the entire universe. And just wrapping your arms around her, seeing this reflected in the mirror, this scene that is behind you, you don't even have to say anything to her because she feels your love. She feels your presence as if an angel has swept in and rescued her from all of the pain and shame and guilt that she might feel, that people might be holding on to because they just can't even talk about it. She has now established herself as completely resilient to anyone and especially her own judgments. She's released and she moves into a place of total and complete levity around whatever she has experienced and whatever she has decided to do. And now, taking your leave of this little girl and allowing the scene to unfurl as it will, and as she decides to conduct herself, knowing again that she is so loved and so cared for and so seen. And allowing now the mirrors to come back into alignment and to re-merge into one in front of you, here, now, in the present moment, as you are, with your feet on the floor and your legs against the chair, knowing that you have done extraordinary work today and healed what was in the past and also what was in the future, and fortified your own nervous system so that you can access that little girl who was so ready to cross the bridge into a new version of herself and carry her forth with you every time you say, I am seen, I am safe, I am sharing. And then actively, unabashedly express yourself with effervescent joy and levity. Taking a nice deep breath in, allowing the breath to travel all the way to the base of the spine and into the lungs. And exhaling. And opening the eyes when you're ready. Amazing. Beautiful work, Tracy. So I would love, now we related to this part of you that has the dry mouth, probably was an experience for this little girl that her mouth went dry and her nervous system said, flee, flee. And that is probably a part of your trauma response too. So it's allowing that to be the case, and also creating the capacity to still be seen and to be speaking and to be sharing and to feel safe too. Sometimes we get into a place where it's like, it feels safer to not feel safe. It's like incredible. And so now if you have something you can hold, I like to use my selenite here. Oh, it's your monster. Oh my goodness. Okay. So just hold that in the right hand, which connects to the left brain, which is our very conscious mind. And repeat after me, holding that in the right hand. I want to be more visible online.
I want to be more visible online.
Great. And now crossing the middle line of your body, transfer that to the left hand, which connects to your right brain, which is your emotional brain. And say, I don't want to be seen online. I don't want to be more visible online.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to be more visible online.
Wonderful. Okay. And now back into the right hand. I want to be more visible online.
I want to be more visible online.
I don't want to be more visible.
I don't want to. I don't want to be visible. I can't even say it. It's making me laugh.
You can say it.
Because I don't feel it. It's not in my bones anymore.
Okay. Amazing. Well, then transfer it right back to the.
I want to be visible. I want to be more visible online. I can be more visible online. I will be more visible online. I am more visible online right now.
You are here in a webinar with like people from all over the world being seen.
You know, Helena, the word that resounded with me through that visualization, through that healing, was resilient. And silliness, resilliness. We get to be resillied. We get to be silent. I get to be silent and collected and gathered, and then silly. And that's perfectly visible. So the vision of that, the vision of the resillying is my protection. And the visibility, not just the vision, because the vision for me has always, I'm very visionary, and it's always been kind of contained to my brain. In the brain jail, in the brain jail. But if I can bring that visionary aptitude into my body and be visible online, I can be silly.
You can be silly. And so this relates to me to the word wonk. You had this, like, when you said wonk, it had judgment. Yeah. And that right there is your gold. Like, you want to go into being visible. Like, how can I be as wonky as possible? Because that's going to be what makes you magnetic to people. And that's also what's going to make you feel more relaxed in being silly and give you like a flavor that no one else is bringing to the Tai Chi Yoga Nidra toning space. Like, be wonky, and like people having then seeing you being wonky and in full embrace, full approval of the wonk, they're going to relax and be like, yeah, I want to be, that's what I want too. Like, I want to be in her field because that feels so good.
Yeah. I'm seeing Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka, definitely Gene Wilder for the Willy Wonka, for the Willy Wonka. Just what's that quote that he has? And he says, reverse it at the end.
No, I'll have to look into
that. There's no time, something about time. Yeah. It's escaping me now, but he has a really interesting quote about time.
Oh my God, wonk.
Not that there's no time like the present, but I feel like in a timelessness embrace right now. So it's all good. All right. I love the wonky word.
So now let's liberate a little bit. What does silly, what's a movement for silly for you? What's silly?
It's like that, when you're going to a car dealership.
Yes.
That thing is there, and it just
make it big. Let me see it. Let me see it. Stand up. Let me see it.
Voice too. It's like, it's all kinds of things, you know? It's great.
Amazing. Wow. Love that.
Very cool.
Tracy, so glorious, so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you. Oh,
you
beautiful.
and for sharing yourself, for being seen, for feeling so safe, and for sharing yourself this way. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All
Beautiful.
right. Beautiful. Well, we are going to move into our final phase here of the webinar, which is talking about courageous. And Tracy, you already said that it's this golden thread life path. And if you have any other closing remarks for everyone as we move into this final phase here and talking about the program, do you have anything to share?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, if you have if there's any cell in your body, which there has to be, because we're all here connected, like the vibration is really palpable, just go for it and it's a safe place. It's a safe place to just explore and set out, find new vistas for yourself, and then return home and integrate. It's really a wonderful listening path. It's a deeply listening path into your heart, you know? Yeah, beautiful.
Oh my goodness, Tracy, thank you so much. You have a beautiful heart, you're a beautiful soul, and I am so grateful to, again, have you in my field and to be in yours. And I can't wait to see what you do with the walk. All right, Tracy.
Thank you so much.
Back to attendee. And again, thank you so much.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that live demo of moving through the E.R.O.L practice, being brave to approach what you might be feeling, and also really embracing that there's a part of you that does want and does not want, and how to unite that. So that was like the spoken word, the physicality. We were also crossing over the midline. There were so many things going on in that experience, but that was just so much fun, and it went so smoothly, and I'm so happy to have given you that glimpse into what it is like to be coached by me and to be in spaces that I create. So now let's move into these final few moments of the webinar, and I'm going to pull up you're seeing the back end here of the webinar, and we need to go up to the top. Here we are with the Courageous Sales page. I'm going to make this quick because we only have 10 minutes left. We've already been here an hour and 20 minutes. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and bearing with us with all the intricacies that occurred today. And I will say that for the first 5 people to apply for Courageous, it is an application process. And when you apply, if you're a good fit, you'll get an excavation session with me, which is a 30-minute session. For the first 5 people that go through that process, I'm going to send you a transformational toolkit with some of my favorite products for journaling, for sacred self-care, some metaphysical tools, and of course, it's going to be infused with all of my fun, loving, joyful energy to assist you in your courageous journey. So that is a super special. I normally do not send physical items to program participants, but my one-to-one clients have loved those packages so much. So I'm bringing it into the Courageous space this time for our 2022 round, which is Courageous 4.0. Oh my God, my 4th time running this beautiful program, which has been just such a joy to share with the world. So this is a 12-week group coaching experience for spiritual seekers who feel stuck trying to bring their creative projects to fruition and are ready to integrate their shadows for audacious confidence in their business and life. And when I say shadows, I mean both like the dark shadow and also your golden shadow, which I'm going to be sharing more about in these next couple of weeks. So we have some questions for you to help you self-identify, some amazing testimonials of people who have gone through courageous, and also really speaking about the infinite self, which you got to experience firsthand today. Normally don't share that openly. I keep it for the container, but it just felt like it was such an important part of the work that we do. And I wanted you to experience the unbelievable potency involved when you connect to that intelligence that's within you, the infinite self. And you just get to not only heal the past and tune into the future, but you get to create those boundaries. Like that infinite self is just always there for you. You can rely on the infinite self, and you can stop feeling guilty and stop second guessing yourself. There's so much energy that is drained when you are thinking, you know, when you're in this state, the head body divided state. Let's bring it together and screw the head on straight. Allow the head to bow to the heart, which is really done through both psychological and somatic practices. So I get into a lot of the etymology and like why this is happening. And oh my God, I love this. Oh, and I need to actually refresh this page. I'm just remembering because there were updates that were made. And look at that. There's the update. This is Robin. She was courageous 1